Disney CEO Bob Iger just spoke at Morgan Stanley's TMT conference. He addressed a slew of issues at the company, from the future of profitability to succession plans. Here's my vibe check and top 3 takeaways. Overall positive vibe check. Bob Iger addressed a lot of issues that investors and analysts had long been questioning, like the future of Hulu, ESPN Plus, even a succession plan. Although we didn't get firm answers on any of those topics, he was still willing to dive into them, and he did seem to say that there are plans in motion to take this company to the next level. Whether or not that happens next quarter or within the next year remains to be seen. My 3 main takeaways from Bob Iger's Morgan Stanley Q&A include the following. Number 1, pricing strategy. Number 2, Hulu. And number 3, ESPN Plus. Let's start with pricing. Bob Iger basically said that Disney Plus was probably priced a little too cheap. Here's what he had to say.
Obviously, we have to attract more subs, but I think one of the key things that we have to figure out is a pricing strategy that makes sense. I think in our zeal to grow global subs, I think we were off in terms of that pricing strategy, and we're now starting to learn more about it and to adjust accordingly.
Take a look for potential price hikes surrounding Disney Plus. I know consumers do not want to hear that, but he did say, I appreciate all consumer choice. I appreciate the ease of streaming, but we also have to make a profit as a business as well. Going right into my second point, the future of Hulu. Disney currently owns 2/3 of Hulu. Comcast controls the rest. What is the future of Hulu? How important is it to Disney's business? Iger said it's a strong business, but that they are evaluating all options. Here's a bit more.
So it's a solid platform, and it's also a very attractive platform for advertisers. It's already proven to be valuable for them, and advertising has proven to be valuable for us. But the environment is very, very tricky right now, and before we make any big decisions about our level of investment, our commitment to that business, we want to understand where it could go.
So basically, TBD on Hulu. Another aspect of Disney that investors have long been wondering about is ESPN and ESPN Plus. Iger seems to be very confident in the business of ESPN and live sports overall, but he also said he's open-minded to the future. Here's more of what he said.
Down the road, at some point, I think it's inevitable because of what's happening in media in the world and technology, it will become a direct-to-consumer business. And when you combine the strength of live sports and the brand and the value of advertising, so that you can create a business that's not just subscriber dependent, but dependent on advertising and subscriber revenue, I think there's a reason to be bullish.
So what does this all mean for investors? One, I think it's important to understand that although we don't have all the answers to these questions, it's really encouraging that Bob Iger is taking the time to address every single concern from investors, from analysts. He is very adamant that by the end of his tenure, 2 more years, he should have a successor in place. And hopefully at that point, all of these question marks around Hulu, around ESPN, around profitability, around pricing, a plan will be in motion there.